We are live at the University of Ottawa's new STEM building with the Faculty of Engineering for an exciting announcement about Maker Launch. What exactly is Maker Launch? We'll find out this week on Techopia Live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. My name is Craig Lord. I'm the editor here at Techopia and your host for today. As I mentioned, we are live. We actually have a room full of live human beings watching Techopia Live today because we have a special announcement from the University of Ottawa, one of our great champions at Techopia, about a new program that they're offering to students and alumni. Without further ado, I'm going to toss it over to Dean Jacques Boisvert to make the announcement for us, and we'll be right back over here with an interview to dig in more in just a moment. Dean?
Thank you, Craig. The Faculty of Engineering at the University of Ottawa has really had a change in DNA over the last few years, and it's now solidly anchored in a maker culture. We've already developed a series of entrepreneurships, events, and competitions over the last few years. We have an idea competition that starts the year. We have a concept competition that comes a few months later and much more solidly anchored in proof of concept. And then we have a launch competition for those companies that are ready to really take off and develop their market. Today, we're announcing the next step in this series of support events that we have for our entrepreneurs, our student entrepreneurs, and our recent graduate entrepreneurs, which is Maker Launch, a startup growth program for makers. This is a 9-month program that's going to include support for our student entrepreneurs with coaches, with seed grants, with co-working space, access to our network of alumni and industry people, and of course, our absolutely fabulous STEM complex facilities and all of the design and fabrication and making space that's available. This project was developed under the guidance of our Alumni Advisory Committee, working with us over the past year and even just a little bit longer than that. There's been a huge effort on the part of our faculty teams, and I'm really grateful for all of the people who are involved in developing the Maker Launch project. So this is a big event for us to be able to finally launch this, and I would like to, for all the details, I'll hand it over to Craig, who will be able to talk with one of the architects of the program that can give us some more details.
I'll let you introduce yourself.
I'm Kyle Borns. I lead alumni relations for the Faculty of Engineering, and I've gotten a chance to work extensively on this project in the last just over a year with the guidance from our Alumni Advisory Board.
Mm-hmm. Kyle, you've been spearheading this project for a few months. When you compare Maker Launch to maybe your traditional engineering or even entrepreneurship program at a university, what sets Maker Launch apart? Well, what is different here?
What's different for us is we're building something where not only are our students going to get access to some coaching, they're going to get help from really, really high qualified alumni who come from the tech sector, and that's going to help them on that. The next step for that, they're going to get access to the phenomenal facilities at the STEM complex, which allows them to build out what they're trying to build for their company. If there's a technology that they need that's IoT enabled, they can actually build it here in the STEM complex in our prototyping design facilities. So those are some aspects, but perhaps one of the most exciting parts about this is in this 9-month program, they're going to have access to the Maker Launch Startup Grant. And they can actually earn up to $50,000 in a seed grant to help their company grow. Mm-hmm. That's huge because a lot of the time these companies that come out, if you're a student entrepreneur and you're building your company, if you have seed funding to help you get going, that's massive.
Mm-hmm. It's just like any other student, getting a scholarship that gives them a chance maybe to get an education. This is a startup really getting a scholarship, if you want to put it that way.
Exactly. And the coolest thing about it, it's shared amongst a team of students who are building their startup together, and to make sure that they're going to reach all of those goals to earn every piece of that startup grant, we're going to have every 6 weeks meetings with the coaches, with other advisors to help them hit that next step for their startup and really push them along and help guide them.
There's been a lot of talk recently about integrating an entire city's all the players, the post-secondary institutions with the private sector, with government a lot of times. What does this program mean to University of Ottawa's role in the startup ecosystem here in Ottawa? What kind of role are you playing now?
Well, you've seen the facilities in STEM Complex and through the Center for Entrepreneurship and Engineering Design. And for us, it's the next step in our on-campus ecosystem, but it's the one that provides us with a next step to an extension to the local ecosystem. So after this 9-month program, instead of saying, oh, farewell to our best startups and go make it on your own, you know what, we're going to help launch you even further. And that will get you prepared for some of the accelerated programs that might be at Invest Ottawa or 111 or some of the other fantastic things like LSpark. We want to use this as an opportunity to complement the ecosystem to make it that much better 5, 10, 15 years down the road.
Really establishing that pipeline early on, so when you got the idea, all the resources, whatever stage you're at, you're ready to go.
Exactly, exactly.
So who should be interested in this kind of thing? What kind of student, startup, or alumni should be applying to Maker Launch?
We're looking for students and young alumni who are fairly recently out of school who are ready to basically take a tech startup that they have, where they may have some contracts lined up, they may have some revenue already coming in, and get them ready to scale, get them ready to take that next step towards potential investment and whatnot. That's who we're looking for. They're still early stage startups, but we're looking to basically take them to the next level before we officially launch them out of this campus.
And I believe applications are starting in March already for this program, is that right?
Actually, the site is live.
Site is live now.
We will be accepting applications basically as soon as we start getting them in, makerlaunch-uottawa.ca, and our hope is that we end up with the first cohort coming in early 2019.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you very much, Kyle Burns, for joining us. This sounds like an amazing opportunity for University of Ottawa students, any incoming students or people thinking, hey, maybe this is a place for me, a great opportunity maybe coming forward. So thank you very much for joining us. Yeah.
Thanks, Ken.
All right. Right before we take off from Techopia Live, I would be remiss if I didn't thank some of our champions. Of course, the one I want to start with is the University of Ottawa Faculty of Engineering, creating the next generation of technical talent and maybe even taking a more direct influence on startups and entrepreneurs in the city now. There's also a lot of people in the room. There's Pearlie Robertson Hill McDougall. There is Number Crunch. There's TD Bank. There's Stratford Managers, some of our other champions that make this show possible. Very much appreciate the support of those sponsors, champions, and anyone else in the community that is watching Techopia, subscribing to us on social, Techopia OTT, all those kinds of accounts on Twitter, and then follow us on Facebook. You can of course follow us on the OBJ, obj.ca/Techopia, and thanks to everyone else for coming out and joining us tonight. A wonderful event. It's great to take Techopia on tour and to get to share in some of the alumni success and new programs starting up here at the University of Ottawa. So thanks everyone for having us this evening. It's been a great chance.